live stream, and I thought I was only going to be pushed back an hour or so, but it turned out to be a couple more than that. I've been gone since like almost 10 o'clock this morning. I came home briefly to drop my father off after we ran errands, and then I went to work at about noon for the offline gig until just about a little after 4. So I literally just got in the door. But before we went and got supper ready, my husband's already getting supper ready, so bless his heart, he's huge. It's such a big help and so supportive. And I might even have to go back tomorrow for about an hour or so because the letters that I was folding, I discovered something that I had a question about, and I wasn't sure my cousin would want those letters to go out the way they were. So yeah, I had to ask him, and he had to leave, so by the time I caught the question, he was already gone, and I wasn't able to get a hold of him. So anyway, I got done what I could and just came home. Can't believe on my way home, it was of course starting to get dark already by the time I left the office, and dark enough so that people should have had their lights on, but of course there were several people, one behind me in a slate gray van that didn't have the lights on. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Don't you want anybody to see you? I mean, I don't want to hit you because that's a hassle. Anyway, so luckily, when I got home, Roy met me outside, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe how many people don't have their lights on. He's like, you're safe, right? I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, fine, then don't worry about it. Okay. So yeah, I'm up here doing my live stream. Gonna be going down to help him get supper on the table and coming back up here because I want to watch the Cryptomaniacs podcast tonight at 8 Eastern time. I get to watch it, so yeah, I want to. And then just today is just a quick check-in because I'm running so late. I did get a lot done when I was at the office, so I was happy about that. Just not completely done, but that's okay. Good enough is good enough right now. But yeah, when my dad and I went out, we had taken, he had to get rid of some of his shoes. He got rid of 10 pairs of shoes this morning, and he was like, not thrilled, but he knew that he had to get rid of them. I'm like, Dad, seriously? You don't need all these shoes. You're not even wearing all these shoes. So yeah, and then he had this thing about keeping shoes on the stairs going down to the basement. I'm like, Dad, it's a safety hazard. You shouldn't have any shoes on the steps because they're not that wide. The steps aren't that wide, and with the pair of shoes on each, on 2 steps, 1 pair of shoes on each step, it's like, he has a hard enough time getting up and down the steps. That's the last thing he needs is to trip over a pair of his shoes. And any of us in the house, it's like, so we cleared out one whole shelf in the closet where his shoes are, and that's where his shoes that were sitting on the steps are now on the empty shelf in the closet. So I'm like, see, they didn't need to be on the steps. There's no way they needed to be on the steps. So we went to the donation center that has it's part of a resale shop. So we went there and dropped off like 10 pairs of shoes, 4 pairs of sheets, and a couple of other things, miscellaneous stuff that was laying around the house that wasn't being used. And then he wanted to go walk around in the resale shop, so we walked around in there for like, a good 40 minutes. And So it got him out for a while. It's a really nice day, so he had to take advantage of that. And then we went to lunch, and then I found out I was going to work. So I took him home and turned around, went right back out again and went to the office. So that was my day today. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good rest of your afternoon, evening, night, and I will see you again tomorrow. Presumably about the same time, presumably about the normal time, like right around 1 o'clock Central Time, 2 o'clock Eastern. Of course, if there's a change, I'll send out a thread about it. Have a good one, and we will see you tomorrow.